for some reason, he just can't keep a girl to stick around. They always cheat on him, and he kind of rewrites his book with a darker brush after he finds his fiance with another man, and it's kind of that universal theme of heartbreak and what we all go through, and there's some funny moments of the depths of the low points where we go to, how we make some bad decisions, maybe we drink too much, maybe we go out, end up with a strange person, and it's just you don't feel right about it.
Very good, Juddy.
And eventually he's obsessive though. That's his big problem. He's like he has OCD and he obsesses over these women, and he kind of rewrites the story of all these breakups, and it's kind of like the culmination of all of them. It has come back, to haunt him in a way.
Okay, and I know that it says usually for romantic comedies, it's like a female who's the main character, who's the person who gets her heart broken. And this way, it's the male perspective.
Right.
So
yes. And yeah. I mean, I think that a reviewer best said that I remind him of a male version of Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
That was a good comment.
And you keep repeating that.
I think that it's funny that the female is portrayed as the victim in a lot of these stories, but that's not always the case. I mean, if you look at 500 Days of Summer, that was a great film from a man's point of view of heartbreak, and guys have feelings too, and it's kind of a funny way how guys talk about their feelings, about how to get over this girl. Go get laid twice or something by a different. None of that stuff helps. Nobody knows what's right? I mean, there's a language that we speak.
That's right.
My therapist told me that, to go out with him and party with him and do all these silly things. And I finally asked him, like, what's your love life like? And he's like, I'm getting divorced for the 3rd time. And I'm like, why am I listening to this guy, No
one really knows.
No one really knows. You have to find it on your own. You have to get through it on your own. And the only way to do it is just to move on, find the next one, and not be such a wuss. My character is kind of a wuss, but it's sensitive. But that's the new hot thing now. Sensitive guys. You're a sensitive guy. Luke's a jerk, but
Because it says in the movie that it's supposed to be a woman in a man's body.
Yes, that's right.
Always have your arm over.
That's
so
right.
Explain a little bit more about your character, Drake, in the movie. I know you guys are not supposed to get along.
I'm really a minor character in the film,
but so big, important.
but it's a very important character. So it's because I'm kind of the opposite of Juddy. Nick Brown is his character. No, but I am a minor character. I'm the alpha male that is insensitive. That's the asshole, and
he's kind of a bully. I mean,
bully
really is.
That kind of pokes at him.
Very insecure, and he was perfect for the role.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
Typecasted.
Oh yeah, what went into the casting? Like the people that embodied exactly what you wanted the character to portray.
Casting was interesting because I didn't have a choice of the lead actor. I was basically told who that was going to be. Since he wrote it and helped put the funding together on a minimal budget.
If you're wondering who this old guy is next to us, in the middle, he's the director.
Oh, that's right.
I did know.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
he's the whole brains behind the deal. He's the Godfather.
Yeah, just to talk further about that. Rocky's a Texas-based director. He's been in the commercial world for over 45 years. He's shot Walmart, Southwest Airlines. He's currently shoots all the Popeyes commercials.
Thank you, Luke.
There's a little agency here in town called GSD&M. That's a big advertising firm that is one of his big clients. So
anyway, back to
so we were blessed to have his talents.
If you don't know him, then something's wrong with him.
You've all seen my work, I'll tell you that. But casting-wise, it was interesting because Juddy came as the package, and he's in 98% of the film. And you got to give it to him for holding that all together. But the other actors that we have in it, we're really lucky to get Oscar Nunez from The Office, and Julie White, who's just a great stage actress, and also in Transformers, Michael Clayton, Lincoln. And now she's on Go On with Matthew Perry, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And then Laura Pulver from True Blood, and Kate French, she was on the L Word.
L Word. She's on One Tree Hill. Girl. She's on all those.
Yeah, really
shows.
Sexy, beautiful girl. So we were lucky to get all those people, and even though on small independent films or no budget films as we call this one, it's hard to. You want to get somebody that's well known, but it's hard to do because you just don't have the funds for it, and it's hard for them to break their schedule to give you the time. But we really lucked out. And
the trick is, if you're doing an independent film, Now, tune in, pay attention right now. Which camera? Right here? Right there?
Yes.
Right there.
Oh, and there.
If you're doing independent film, just go after big TV stars because they want to do movies. They will find a small break in their schedule. They get paid a lot of money to do television. Oscar Nunez from The Office, we got him on we were already shooting and we didn't have him. We were chasing him so hard, and he finally did it because he doesn't get the opportunity to do movies a lot. He's got a tough schedule with The Office, and we got him away for like 3 days, and did some great work with him. And that's the trick, though. I mean, and Julie White, is phenomenal, and everybody loves her. But Kate and Laura all, are mostly from television. So it's everyone kind of want to break into film.
Sure. And also, I know you're also the writer of the movie as well.
Right.
So was it more of like a personal, more exaggerated, but a more personal story for you?
Yeah, I appreciate that. It is very exaggerated. It's very fictionalized. It's just
Sorry.
It's disgusting.
It's just, just rip a page out of Justin's life Juddy's life right at that time, and that's what he did, bam, like that, and then kind of
Bam.
expanded on that happening.
Even a true story, you have to exaggerate even true stories and to make it work on film.
This is very true,
Minorly.
right?
Minorly.
It's pretty accurate, I think.
No, it's not, because this character is not me at all. I mean, this is a very, we threw in the OCD element in there to this character to make him a little, more, I guess, unlikable, really, because I'm such a likable guy in real life, and it was hard to make someone so unlikable.
I don't know about that.
But I will say that a lot of those scenarios came from real life, and I think that it's a lot easier to write what you know, and the best way to get over a girl is to fictionalize her.
That's his that's his go-to little.
Or get under another, right?
That's his
Right,
zinger.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And that's what he does
And
well.
also in the movie, he does go to a therapist and everything, and then basically it doesn't work out for him, the advice he was seeking out. So is that like your personal take on it as well? That personal therapy may not always be the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think that.
Save your money.
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, I think it's important to have someone to talk to. Everyone wants to vent. And I think that that's what's so real and kind of annoying in a way to the audience in a way is that, you constantly have this person talking about this girl, talking about why she's right. Oh my God, what's she wrong? And you just want to smack them over the head. And that's every relationship. If you have friends that go through relationships, like, don't you see? Don't you get it? I mean, you don't have to do this to yourself anymore. There's so many better people out there for you. And, I mean, it's I think this film, and Rocky did a great job with it in blending that kind of comedy and the drama that comes into kind of a loss and everything. And I think that the best thing about the story is it's about a broken heart, and the broken heart is passed around. It's passed around to the mother who's still dealing with the loss of her husband. It's passed around to the antiquarian bookseller who's who lost her grandmother and is trying to figure out what to do with her bookstore, and so it's a nice little story that way.
What's also nice about this film is it is really whatever we've experienced. Art sometimes does reflect life, and we've experienced that firsthand, Rocky and I, and it's been a great experience with Juddy.
So how do you how do other, connect to the film rather than, just because it's your story, but, how do you guys both connect to the film as well?
Well, for
question,
me, yeah, that's a good question. Connect to the film. We had actually planned to do a different film that Juddy wrote first, and it was a little bit too much to handle as far as our budget, so we had to kind of segue, and Juddy wrote this after that one and kind of bulldogged it to get this thing done. And I mean, it's just a simple story. It's just a simple love story, but everyone goes through it. Everyone gets dumped at some point, and not everybody runs back home to mommy.
Said run back to mommy, but he actually
run back to mommy.
Look, they rekindle a broken relationship that they had, so that's nice. But go ahead.
Run home to mommy. But even with a simple story, we started out with very minimal funds to get this film done. Like so many people, you hear this ad nauseum when you go to South by Southwest and how little money people had to do this with. We shot this only in 18 days and with I don't know how many locations. And so taking a simple story that was going to start out to be just a small little feature turned into a bigger deal when more people came on board. And I think everyone that became part of it, especially some of the bigger actors like Julie White and Oscar Nunez, they associated with the material as well, and they loved the characters that were in it, and so it's just a simple love story that everyone can kind of associate with, and I think that's kind of the charm of the film.
Yeah, and I think it's it's not just simple. It's what's great about it being simple. It's very poignant, and people respond to that. And I remember coming back from New York after it opened, and let me tell you, I was in the back of the airplane, and they saw the New York Times review of the film. These stewardess flight attendants. And they were like going crazy about, oh my God, and they're like, oh my, is this a real life story? I'm like, I was a little heartbroken. I'm a little heartbroken again right now. And all of a sudden I had each flight attendant was coming from me all directions. Like, let me tell you, this guy left me, and when I was 25 years old, he took my house, he took my car, he took my couch, and it's like, but it's funny. I find that humorous in a way, even though it's sad, because these people do want to talk about their heartbreaks and what they've been through, and it's so universally relatable.
I mean, have you had your heart broken, Jill?
Yes, I think we all have.
Yeah. Did you go see a therapist? Did you run a
Gabrielle,
month?
have you had your?
did not, but
Yes.
Yes.
Guys in the booth over there, you've had your heart broken.
Yeah.
Still listening. Everyone's had their heart broken,
And it's also, Juddy's character, obviously, it's out of a breakup is his heartbreak, but there's a divorce, there's
His
a
best
death,
friend, yeah.
his best friend is going through a divorce at the time, and
That's
there's
part
also
of that broken heart being passed around. Everyone's
the
dealing with it.
therapist himself is going through a divorce. Then his mother, Julie White's character, has lost her husband, so and she's getting back in the dating world. So it's all these intertwined broken hearts, and as they kind of move together.
But it's
forward.
not depressing, though. It's not depressing.
Yeah, that's what was really-
You find light. You're trying to make this sound like a real deep, depressing.
No, it's a
Sundance
comedy.
kind of film.
No, it's not that at all.
It's
Uplifting.
it's very uplifting. It's very funny. And look, Oscar Nunez from The Office is on. You guys will not stop laughing. You're gonna piss
he's
yourself.
hilarious. He really is.
Yeah, he's funny.
So what would you say the overall theme you're trying to message you're trying to bring out is in one word? Do you think you could
One word?
say it? Or maybe a sentence, possibly.
Juddy, you're the writer.
Oh, for me, it's just a
One sentence.
If it was possible.
Not a run-on sentence either.
a poignant rom-com that. What?
I hate that rom-com thing.
I don't like
it's
poignant.
romantic comedy, and poignant is a big word.
I don't even know what that
Do you like
means.
that word?
I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means.
A poignant love story that blends comedy and drama. Okay.
But what's the message of the film? If
The
there's
message
a message
of the film is stop being such a pansy.
No, I think it is. No, I think this is a situation where a lot of times you hear that ladies love the jerks and the assholes, and this is
Can you say that on?
Yeah, I think we can say. We can say it.
You're fine.
We're okay.
I think
You're
we're
fine.
I think we're good.
Okay, I'm just checking.
But this is a situation where, hey, the good guy that's trying to be the good guy, sensitive guy, he actually may win in the end. I don't know. Go see the film, okay?
Yeah, don't ruin the
Yeah,
ending.
hey,
it's
he may or may not win, but
you never know. Never know.
So you kind of fight for the underdog. It's an underdog story.
It's a true underdog story.
It
Yeah.
is.
What would your favorite part of, filmmaking be? The acting, the writing, the producing. Which parts are you guys lean towards more?
I don't know. I kind of enjoy the whole producing side of it, where, we're baking a cake here. We throw in all these ingredients. Rocky's mixing it up. We dump some actors,
Like cake
put
mixing.
a screenplay, make sure it's decent and ready, and then we let
Baking
it
a
cook for
cake.
3 years, and then
That
here we are.
is-
So it's been a process, but the whole thing, putting it all together. Juddy talk about the music a little bit, Juddy.
Yeah, I think that I enjoy the writing part the most. I think just being able to start from, to create that from the ground up, and obviously at the end you see it, kind of come to real life, and it's just taking imaginary circumstances, and making them real is pretty cool. And obviously, it takes a village to do that. Rocky and Luke and everyone. Everyone just has a job and they do it, and it works out. But yeah, it's woo, good times. We had a good time, didn't we? We
Yeah,
partied.
we've come close to killing each other. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Juddy and me are about 5, 6 times.
Yeah, he was probably going to scold me after this because I said something stupid.
No, you've been pretty good so far, but yeah, I mean it's like going to war a little bit. I mean, you go in there.
The war scenario.
You know what it is? It's like the wild, wild west.
In the trenches.
It's no rules, just bam, bam, bam. You could shoot anybody, you could kill anybody. You're not going to get arrested. It's just like wild, no rules. You just don't even know what you're doing.
Okay.
Independent filmmaking.
Oh yeah, it's true. We had no idea what we were doing.
And you know, it's like we had no idea if this was ever going to see the light of day. And the fact that it's a distributor got behind it, and now Regal, which is a major theatrical chain, and you know, we did well enough in New York that they're expanding it, and that's really exciting. No matter what, you know, we're part of that small percentage of film that is getting released in theaters, and we're really thrilled about that. Yeah. And we get to talk to you guys at University of Texas.
Yeah.
God.
And Jewel, on the promotional side, that's where we need. Where's the camera? Where are we at right now? That's where we need you guys.
Get on your knees.
Estudiantes de Universidad de Texas. We need your help.
What are you doing
promoting
with the accent?
Yeah, promoting this film. We need you to jump on our Facebook page, Language of a Broken Heart Film.
Yeah.
And jump on our website. It's going to be in Austin for a week and maybe longer, but we need you to hit the pavement, go and see our film, and help us spread the word. Cause
Starting tomorrow, right?
starting tomorrow. Tomorrow. Actually, tonight at midnight, if you want to go see that show.
Friday, March 29th. No, there's no midnight show.
That's what Juddy said.
Yeah, well, I didn't say that.
But you know, because we are a small little film, and we're going against these $20 million budgeted films that are
20 million.
20 million,
million.
200
$200 million.
Doesn't that G.I. Joe movie come out where they spent $200 million on it, probably $100 million on marketing?
So
we're the little guy. We're the little guy.
So fight for the little guy. Help
We're
us
Rocky.
out.
Rocky.
Especially you film students, go and support us. We want to bring more Texas films here. We want to employ our great crews, but you know, we'd love young blood to help us get this film successful here in
And it's a
Austin.
great date movie. I mean, you're probably going to score if you go on a date for this film. I mean, you're going to score a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I can promise you that. I don't know what your head was at, but
I don't know where your
I'm
head
talking
was
about.
at.
I'm talking about. You're probably going to get date number 2, and then date number 3, bring them home to mommy and daddy. Date number 4. Should we go through this right now?
No. I
Okay.
think you stop at 4 is good.
Okay.
I mean, I think you're really gonna wrap
But it is a
up.
great date movie, and it's you know, it's good for guys and girls. I mean, because it's a romantic comedy, which is a very kind of a chick flick in a way, but it's from a guy's point of view, made from a bunch of guys, huh?
Bunch of
From us,
dudes.
from manly guys.
You leaned away. No?
Yeah. I had to avoid
And
that.
so some dudes, a couple dudes making a chick flick that you're really gonna love.
And what was the set life like? You know, like was there practical joking going on behind the scenes and everything, even though it's supposed to be?
On set, it was, you know, we didn't have a lot of time for joking around, but I mean, it was a really loose set. We had a really great producer, line producer is what they're called, that manages everything. And she was calm throughout. I mean, we had our problems and our hiccups, and that made it, kind of fun and a little dicey at times. But we kept our heads together, and, you know, we had, 12-hour days or so, for those 3 weeks, and but there was no time, you get a master shot, and then you go in for maybe a tighter 2 shot, and then you get your close-ups, and then boom, you move on.
We only use one camera, so imagine that. I mean, most.
Yeah, when you look at this film and know that it's one camera, I think, anybody that makes films will be somewhat impressed by it. I mean,
That's very impressive, though.
And we shot it on film.
35.
And so, we had to, short takes, and when you have these other actors, you really have to allow them to have their time with their close-ups and have a few takes. Juddy, on the other hand, basically when we got to him, he'd be the last person on every scene, and we'd give him one take.
That's
and
it.
maybe
One
unless
take.
something, because he never missed a line or a moment.
One
or a
take
feeling,
wonder.
And he was a one-take wonder, and he was very frustrated by that sometimes, weren't you?
I was very frustrated because all these other actors. But you know what? These actors were, we had such great actors that you wanted to give them what they're used to, which is their multiple takes. And me, since I guess I wasn't used to anything, or he was, he treats me like shit all the time anyway, so he just, kept doing it.
Well, he's like my son. I mean, the reason we're together is because his dad was my best friend in high school.
And then he also saw like a great talent and everything, and he wanted to watch that talent grow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like. I mean, you explain that like it's some like gift or something. Like, oh well, I had to do it for my friend's son.
I
and
mean,
then-
it really is kind of true though. There's a lot of pressure. I owed your dad a big favor.
And so this is a romantic comedy. Are you guys planning on doing any future projects that are in a different, direction or anything like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're working on another project right now that Luke wrote, and it's a love story, but it's a kind of a tragic love story. It's a sad but uplifting film, and Juddy, since the film wrapped, has written 8 screenplays or something.
Not only 8, but
he writes prolifically. So we have that first film that I'd still love to do, even though there's certain things with that one that might not get made. But he's got others that we're going to pursue.
Yeah, we want to be together. We want to continue making films and together, and right. I mean,
I don't know, maybe a little time off wouldn't be bad. 2-3 years, something like that. Would not be bad.
Juddy, why don't you talk, because it's a young audience, talk about our cool music that's kind of, we modeled after Garden State kind of soundtrack, right?
Well, I think that, not that we
Sorry.
modeled it after Garden State, but I think that
okay.
Garden State was a film that obviously had a soundtrack that was great. I mean, 500 Days of Summer soundtrack's great. Juno soundtrack is great. But it's important to have a good soundtrack when you're kind of an independent film. You don't have a lot of money. You're not going to have a score because, you can't afford that. So you try to load it up with music that's really solid and drives the tone of the film and drives each scene and everything. And yeah, so I kind of worked on the soundtrack and getting the, right songs, but we have like Noah and the Whale. We got Paul Simon through, Rocky's connections there. We got we got
Bob Schneider, the Weepies,
Blind Pilot, Anna Georges. I mean, it's a lot of people will come out and say, God, I love that soundtrack. Probably because I didn't like the movie,
But to all you filmmakers out there, the soundtrack and music is one of the hardest things as part of a film. I mean, it is a bear, and Juddy had to kind of do it. They have people that you can hire to do that, but we couldn't afford them.
Right.
And when you go into as an independent film, I mean, it is one, it's hard to negotiate, and a lot of times it gets really, really expensive.
It's just the licensing.
Even for licensing is unbelievable because you're paying for lyrics, and then you're paying for music, so you're paying twice.
Yeah, you're paying for twice
on each song.
Publishing and for the master, and
And then you have to do it on festival circuit, and then you pay for that on festival. I mean, it's a brutal process with the music.
And what was interesting too is we had a song that blew up over the life of our festival run to distribution, and so we had to go with a different song because it was so expensive to get because it had blown up.
Which song was that?
Are we going to share that? No, I mean it was a Modest Mouse song.
Oh, right. Well,
One of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's no longer in there.
Oh yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was.
It took us a little bit too long to keep things going because of finances. So you're on and off. You have to wait for people to edit for you because they're doing it for a little bit less than they normally would do it for. You're waiting for sound people to do it, and so by that time, then the musicians get a new manager, and they goes, I don't care what the other guy said. We're not gonna
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
we're not gonna let you use the song.
Well, thank you guys so much for all your time
Thank
today.
you.
Should I pull that out? There you go.
You can't see
I
it.
didn't know what you
There
were
you go.
leaving.
Language of
Yes, language of a broken heart.
Right there.
And where all theaters will be showing or they can see it?
Yeah, let's talk about that, guys.
So the
before we're
Regal, Arbor, Great Hills,
Okay.
Regal Arbor 8 on Great
and
Hills
then-
Lane. Yeah.
and then the
Metropolitan
Metropolitan
14.
14.
Okay.
And then we'll be coming, we can announce now officially, we'll be coming to Dallas on April 12th, opening in Highland Park Village in Dallas.
Okay.
And then after that, Denver, Chicago, and
Washington, D.C. And hopefully more. I mean,
more
depending
cities,
on,
hopefully. But that's why we need
If all of you people come, then it's going to be all over the country.
all over the country. So there's a lot of students at
We'll
the
split
school.
the profits with you.
Yeah. There's a lot of students at the school. Please go and check
I'm
it
going to hold
out.
you to that.
Right. Okay.
Support
I never
Texas
should have said that.
filmmakers and Texas films.
Thank you so much. This is
Thank
Juddy
you.
Paul, Rocky Powell, and New Coffee.
Yes.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
all.
having
Thanks,
us.
Jewel.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. That was great.
Thanks, Jewel.